Well, the important thing is that PenFed has a series of great credit cards, and in today's conversation, I want to cover quickly the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature. And here are 5 things that keep getting your application denied.
One in a million, one in a million, one in a million. You know they're coming up to me, cause I'm just the kind of flower with a stinging killer beat, but the rhythms getting higher. Go, 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 go. One in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million, one in a million.
Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Q Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka. Now let's roll. In today's conversation, boss, I want to talk to you about the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature. This is a great card, and I want to talk to you particularly about 5 things that keep getting your application denied. Let me first give you an overview of the card, because we need to have a clear foundation upon which we can build a conversation, right? So when you think about the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature, I want you to think about a travel rewards credit card. And if you want to earn points, this is the ideal credit card. The only thing is, this card actually charges you $95 annual fee. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have a strategy in place where your travel perks, your travel benefits, whatever, offset that amount. Okay, so the card has a generous bonus. It has a lucrative rewards program. It's kind of cool. And to actually apply for this card, the first thing you want to do is you want to be part of the PenFed Pathfinder, the PenFed Honors Advantage Member Program. Very important, and it's not really difficult to actually apply for membership in that program. You just have to be, you have to have military service or have the PenFed Access America credit card, okay, not Access America checking accounts. Okay, so there are 2 paths here. Either you go through the checking account path or the military service path. And the cool thing is, overall membership in PenFed is not restricted to any group. Okay, you don't have to have a military affiliation or geographic or some kind of geographic affiliation or biological affiliation. Not at all. Okay, so I want you to see right now on the screen. Here is the beauty I'm talking about. Wonderful. The PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature. Just such a beautiful credit card, right? So this card actually allows you to earn 4x points if you are a PenFed Honors Advantage member, and 1.5 points on all 1.5x points on all other purchases. The card has no foreign transaction fee, but it charges you $95 annual fee. So it's important to remember that, okay? And in terms of APR, we're talking about APR that goes from 14.99% to 17.99%. Okay, so you definitely don't want to consider this PenFed credit card if you are a luxury traveler, if you're not a credit union member, if you're a cashback seeker. Okay, so it's important to remember that. And the one thing I want to say before closing here is that you have to make sure that the card actually fits your spending patterns. Very important, boss. Don't you want to waste your time or energy or money on a card that doesn't fit your spending patterns, right? So if you're a travel aficionado or travel lover or travel whatever it is, if you're a traveler like me, then you want to get this card. Fantastic card. Let me talk to you now about the 5 denial reasons. Here are 5 possible reasons why your ass might be denied on this card, okay? The first thing is employment. I mean, I know. You're probably thinking, well, do I need to make a lot of money for this card? Not a lot. Actually, based on our research, if you make $18,000 a year gross income, that's the minimum they can actually they can look at your application, okay? But most importantly, PenFed doesn't look at so if your income is too low, you might be denied. But the thing is, PenFed doesn't actually look at your income in a vacuum. In other words, it is always contextualized. In other words, let's say you're making 50 grand. Okay, you're making a lot of money. Okay, you're making 100 grand. Okay, but what is your DTI? What is your debt to income ratio? Okay, because if you're making a lot of cash, but you were spending as much, you are probably just left your disposable income is very low, right? So we have to actually when we have to qualify, when we say income is too low, we have to qualify that. It has to be your disposable income is too low, because PenFed wants to make sure that you have enough money left over after you pay all your bills to actually pay whatever balances you have on the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa signature card. Okay, so it's all about having the right income for it. Okay, so and make sure that you are able to verify your income, because PenFed is really good at asking for a verification letter, including seeing your pay stubs and W-2s and whatnot, but also asking for a letter of employment verification from your employer. Very important. And the second part of the employment is, if you haven't been at your current job long enough, this could also be a situation where they will deny your ass, okay? Because they want stability, okay? PenFed wants stability. As a matter of fact, PenFed is more conservative than NavyFed. So they want to have stability. They want you to be in your current company for a while, so they know that, in terms of seniority in your company, you have some kind of stability. So here is the approach. To actually boost your chances of approval through employment. Make sure that you have been at your company for at least 1 year, and that your income is sufficient. I'm talking about at least $18,000 gross income, but you also have to have a low DTI. Your debt to income ratio must be low, less than 30%. Number two, the second reason why you might be denied is if you have a high level of debt. Okay, I mean, let's face it. If you have a lot of debt, why are you asking PenFed to give you high limits on a credit card, let alone approve your credit card in the first place? Okay, so if you have too many credit cards, this could be a problem. Boss, cuz, niece, nephew, talk to me. How many credit cards do you have now? Are you using credit cards like you just chilling using credit cards like crazy? Talk to me about that. I'm talking to you. I want you to tell me. So the thing is, the number of credit cards you have currently has an influence. It has an impact on whether or not your PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa signature credit card is denied or accepted, right? I mean, there is no, the thing is, when people say, oh, well, you have too many credit cards. What is too many? Really, let's talk about it. There is no universal number, really. When you think about it, there is no universal number that applies to all credit card applications. Instead, it varies by credit card issuer. So PenFed might look at your current situation, your current credit score, and say, you know what? We think this applicant has so many credit cards. She has 5 credit cards, or he has 10 credit cards. So if you have too many credit cards, this could be a problem. If your credit card balances are too high, so here we are speaking about what? Your credit utilization ratio, your CUR. You want to keep your CUR below 35 to 30%. Okay, the lower the better. If you're in the 50% or 75%, you're just crazy. I mean, you're not going to get approved. So make sure that you bring it down, okay? Because when you have a higher CUR, think about it. PenFed is looking at your ass as, this is too risky. No. Get out of here. We don't want you. We can't take you right now. And again, I want to say that PenFed is more conservative than NavyFed, okay? If you have high debts, I'm talking about loans and lines of credits. If you have, student loans, mortgages, this could also be a problem for you, because the more debt you have, the harder it can be to keep up with all your monthly payments, right? We're speaking about here DTI. DTI, that's the key metric. Never forget this, boss. If you've had too many recent credit inquiries, this could also be a detrimental scenario for you, okay? If there are too many inquiries on your credit reports, that's just not good. It just makes it seem like, this person is desperate. He or she is just looking around, barnstorming the offices of credit card issuers, asking for credit cards or asking for loans, okay? So big decision time. Right now, boss, right now, I want you to make sure, do you currently have a high level of debt? If you do, I want you to take the steps right now, not tomorrow. Right now, take the practical steps to actually bring that level of debt down. If you have a low FICO score, this could be a problem for you. I'm just going to give it to you straight. I'm not gonna razzle dazzle you by saying, well, if you have a 550 or 545 or 558, whatever. No. If you have, hey, don't let anybody confuse you. If you have a low FICO score, you want to make sure that you actually bump it up, okay? But it doesn't happen overnight. You think people just being trying to distract you with, you can raise your FICO by 100 points in 100 days. Hey, listen, those sort of clickbait titles could be good for YouTube, trying to draw views, but it ain't happening like this in real life. It ain't happening. Don't let nobody just kind of fool you, telling you that you can raise your FICO score by 100 points in 100 days. It doesn't happen. A FICO score takes work. But you know what? It is possible. If you have a low FICO score, your application could be denied. In other words, you have a low FICO score, or you have a recent collection on public records. Yeah. If you have a recent credit card, let's say a recent bankruptcy, for example, this could also be a possibility. If your last delinquency was too recent, or you have a charge off on your credit reports, those are things that can really have an adverse effect on your FICO score, and also have an adverse effect on your PenFed Pathfinder rewards visa signature application. Okay, if you have a history of late payments, this could also be really bad. Boss, talk to me. Do you have a history of late payments? Are you playing games with credit card issuers? What is your situation right now? Let's have a conversation about that. I'm talking to you. Don't you look around and no, you. I'm talking to you. Not anybody else, not your brother, not your sister, not your cousin, not your father, not your mother. I'm talking to you. What is your current situation? Let's have a conversation about that. We are in a family here. All issues are on the table, right? So credit card. So your FICO score has an important impact, or your credit card usage has an important impact on your FICO score. So it is about time we had a serious conversation about making sure that we use credit cards strategically. We use credit cards wisely, that we live within our means, that we don't just go around the neighborhood trying to show everybody we have the latest Nike shoes, or we have the latest nail polish, whatever it is. No, if you don't need it, don't buy it. Okay, we need to get to a level where we are able to keep our spending really, really under control. The fourth reason why you might be denied when you apply for the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature Card is if you have thin credit. See, the thing is that this is kind of related to what I said before, the low FICO score, but in this case, it's just that you have a thin file or limited credit history. In other words, you are 18 or you're 21. So if you're 18 to 21, chances are you're not going to qualify for the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature Card unless you have been on somebody else's credit card as an authorized user for a while. So you can parlay the hopefully positive credit score bump that you have gained from that authorized usership, and you can parlay that good metric into this application. If you are not able to do that, it's very tough. Okay, it's very tough. So if your credit report has less than 6 months old, it is going to be very difficult. Okay, so when we talk about thin credit, we are talking about you have a thin file or limited credit history. Okay, we're talking about if you've been new to credit at all, your credit is very limited, it's new, okay, it's recent, or maybe you just applied for a membership in PenFed not long ago, so they just accepted you, and you want to really get the credit card real fast. This could be a problem, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're a travel lover, if you love traveling, it doesn't matter. You might want to look for another card in the meantime. Okay, so because sometimes it's important to play the game strategically, right? Right now in your situation, you can't really apply properly for this card. Okay, all right. Just want to back off. You want to back off for a few months, whatever, and come back strong. It's all it is. In and out. Sometimes it's always great to assess your strengths and weaknesses and say, you know what? Right now, this is not the right time. Okay, so if you're not old enough to get a credit card, you're 18, your application is likely to be denied also because, hey, listen, you're under the legal age to get a credit card in the first place. Okay, but you could be a PenFed member though, but you could not qualify for a credit card. So here is the approach. If you have a thin credit, don't apply for this card. No, you first want to build credit through a credit builder loan, through a secured credit card. PenFed no longer offers a secured credit card, but you can go to Navy Fed or other credit union or other banks to get a secure credit card. So you want to build your credit a little bit for 1 year, okay, before you apply for this card. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation today about the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature. So I'm just sharing with you five elements why your application might be denied. Now let's talk about the application itself, and this is point number 5. So the application itself, there are a lot of things you have to pay attention to here. So if you did not completely fill out the application, this could be a problem. In other words, there are errors or the whole thing is incomplete. You actually skipped certain questions, certain important questions, particularly on the income side or on your address, whatever. You did not put your social security number, so they can't actually do a hard pull on you if you don't have your social there, right? So make sure that you actually fill out the application correctly. That's why we always tell people here, if you are lucky enough to live in the vicinity of a PenFed branch, you just want to go there, right? Go there, talk to someone, explain your situation, and apply right then and there. So you can have a staff member look at your application and actually check for completeness. If your credit report is frozen, and this is an important element, some people have, I get that. I really understand. Some people freeze their credit reports for other reasons, but if you're applying for a PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature card or other credit cards for that matter, you want to unfreeze your credit report because you want to allow your credit card issuer, in this case PenFed, to actually access your credit report. It's important. If you did not fill out the application correctly, so before I talked about did not fill out the application completely. Now, if you did not fill it out correctly, you make mistakes, or you made a mistakes on your name, your first name, last name, or on your address, on your social, on your income. Those could have potentially damaging impacts. Okay, so money. Make sure that you actually first you evaluate your financial situation before you apply, and when you apply, make sure that you put the right income amount. It's all about cash flows, cash outflows, and cash inflows and cash outflows. Okay, put the right monetary amount that you're making every year, your income. Before I close today's conversation, I want to give you a few pro tips so that you have a clear idea of what you need to do to get the card. Now, here are a few pro tips. Remember that when you actually get denied for this card, for the PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature card, your credit score might be a little hurt. Why? Because anytime you get a hard pull, you're actually getting -5, -10, in some cases -15. Okay, depending on the situation. Now, depending on the credit score that you currently have, a 10-point loss is not really a big deal. Okay, it's not really a big deal because your credit score anyway will bounce back in a few months to a year after a single inquiry. Some inquiries, they will linger on your credit reports for a while, but again, if you're in the 700s, or upper 600, this is not really a big deal. Okay, and if your credit card application for this PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature card is denied, don't worry about it. First of all, PenFed will let you know why they denied you. Okay, they'll explain to you the reasons, and one thing you can do is you want to actually take steps to rectify the issue. Okay, for example, they may ask you they may tell you, hey, listen, you have a low credit score. Okay, at least you know the reason, right? So you can take steps to increase your credit score. You want to pay down other credit card balances. You can get caught up on past due payments, or even unfreeze your credit reports. It's all about having remedial actions, taking remedial actions, right? And the cool thing is, they will let you know. And the cool thing is, after let's say after 3 months, 6 months, you can reapply. Not a problem, okay? And one thing I want to say also is that make sure that you always check your CUR to make sure that you are not overexposed, okay? We're talking about credit utilization ratio. Always keep your balance, your CUR around 30%, 35% maximum. Once you go above 50%, you're in dangerous territory. You will be denied, okay? And so big decision time, boss. Have you already applied, and have you been denied? Or actually, what is your plan to make sure that how early do you want to apply? Okay, and if you get denied, what is your plan to actually rectify the issue? Because you always have to think about those things long before. You have to think about them beforehand. It's important. So here is a winner strategy. If you want to actually get this credit card, or all other PenFed credit cards for that matter, what you want to do is that you want to improve your credit score before the next application. And this is important. In other words, you want to make sure that you take all the actions that will help you bump up your credit score, right? You want to pay, I already said it, we know the 5 elements that constitute the fulcrum of a credit report. We know that, okay? Of a credit score, rather. We're talking about what? Payment history, okay? What else? Your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, okay? We talk about the diversity of credit that you have, the credit mix. We talk about the length of your credit history, and we talk about the credit inquiries, okay? And it's important to understand that when you are in a position where you can work on those elements before applying, you have a better chance of being approved, okay? And if you are denied for this card, it doesn't look bad. I mean, people say sometimes, does it look bad to be denied for a credit card? No. You know what? No. This ain't the end of the world. Everybody at some point has been denied for a credit product, or nearly everybody, okay? So it's not the end. Don't panic, okay? Just think about what you can do if you are denied for this credit card. I just said it. Sometimes you can rectify whatever they ask you, or in some cases you can automatically you can call the reconsideration line. You can ask the PenFed to reconsider your application. This is totally possible, okay? And so, but if you are denied, okay, you want to wait for at least 6 months. Don't you try to rush things and say, no, 6 months is a good time frame. Take your time, work on whatever they want you to work on, and come back strong. It's all about coming back strong, okay? Very, very important. So credit card. What is your strategy now? What is your current card count now? And what is your strategy to make sure you have a successful PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature application? Think about that, boss. Talk to me about it. Do you have a plan? How early do you want to have the card? Why do you need the card? Because I told you this is a travel credit card. Do you love traveling? So those are things I want you to think about. And do you have the resources to pay whatever balance, whatever charges you put on the card? What is your DTI? Let's talk about that. What is your financial situation in general? Those are important considerations we need to have. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was talking to you about 5 things that keep getting your PenFed Pathfinder Rewards Visa Signature application denied. So actually, I gave you an overview, and the 5 denial reasons: we have employment, high debt, low FICO, thin credit, errors on the application, and I also gave you a few pro tips and a winner strategy. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.